Hi, Internet. Welcome to the Troyan YouTube channel. It is Thin Lizzy Thursday, and good news for the folks who hate Black Star Riders. We're not doing one of those today, even though there's only two left. Two left, and then we're done with Black Star Riders. But we're not doing Black Star Riders today. We have 72 other non-Black Star Rider songs left on the list. Random music. Sure. Wonderland by Flip. Man, great underrated band. Oh man, only like a little under 5,000 subs on YouTube. But they were great. Yeah, great music from Flip. Let's check out Wonderland. Oh man, Flip was such a good band. I don't know if they're still active or not. It's sort of harder to find info on like Japanese bands and whether or not they're still active. Flip band is an American. No, that's not the American rock band. Although, ooh, are those Juggalos? Oh my goodness. Uh, oh, and then they went on hiatus in 2016. Rest in peace. Um, but yeah, I think they've got like great emotive music and really excel with like how like just dripping with emotion their stuff is. But my buddy Steve, he thinks the vocals are pitchy and therefore suck. But I was like, I don't know, I disagree. I thought it was great. But anyway, Memory Pain by Thin Lizzy proper, and oh boy, this song is like 7 minutes almost. Is this really the actual like studio version? It says studio version. Um, so yeah, I don't really know this one. So let's check out Memory Pain.
It served me right to suffer. It served me right to be alone. It served me right to suffer. It serves me right to be alone. You see, I'm living in the memory of a day that is past and gone.
Okay, so this song I don't really know. It's like a rarer Thin Lizzy single. Checking to make sure I'm not muted. And this is one of the Thin Lizzy songs where it's bluesy in terms of its structure, but not necessarily following like the very predictable like blues riffs necessarily. You know how a lot of songs have that that blues structure, and then the riffs are very like generic blues. These are definitely bluesy riffs, but not the obvious bluesy riffs you do all the times in this kind of musical space. So it is good in that sense that we have that. So you've got the familiar with mixed with the a twist on the familiar where it's not just generic. So it has that going for it. It's not generic, which is nice. And definitely is a bluesy song. There's actually a note that was a little bit pitchy. And I know Steve would complain about that. And actually, it was just pitchy enough where I would complain about it, like, ooh, I don't know, maybe do another take. Um, Let's read these lyrics. It serves me right to suffer. It serves me right to be alone. It serves me right to suffer. It serves me right to be alone. You see, I'm living in the memory of a day that is past and gone. Every time I see a woman, you know it makes me think about mine. Every time I see a woman, you know it makes me think about mine. You see, I'm living in the memory of a woman I've left behind. All right, so just like my girl left me and I'm sad. Man, he had so many of these songs. Ooh, when your marriage is falling apart. Awkward. Yeah, let's get back to the song.
Every time I see a woman, you know it make me think about mine. Every time I see a woman, you know it make me think about mine.
All right, so that was a inflection of the note there where I think that worked. Where the other time it sounded a bit pitchy. That was great right there. All right, let's get back to it.
You see, I'm living in the memory of a woman that I left behind.
Yeah, and then that other note there was a little bit pitchy too. So he's kind of fluctuating. I don't know. This would have been, I think more takes were needed, or like the producer should have been like, hey, let's try this again. So it's kind of like weird that this got released, but I can also see like, oh, it was a single, like a rare B side type thing, and never actually like meant to be as big of a song. Man, dragging this out to 7 minutes, I assume there's going to be like an extended instrumental section, given how little lyrical content there is. And this is, I think, Snowy White era, so I'm expecting some, tasteful blues playing. But does it really need to be, almost 7 minutes? Let's find out.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, so I've got a headset with only one earpiece, but it mixes everything in mono, and I'm not hearing a second guitar. So did somebody just not show up? Was this just like something that like maybe Phil and Snowy did while like waiting for Scott to show up, or is this Scott waiting on Snowy to show up because Snowy is frustrated with everyone doing drugs? He's just like, I'm done with this band. Interesting. So this sounds like it's a trio. It sounds sparse and kind of sad, but not in the way you want it to sound sad. As someone who has had like bands fall apart and you just kind of jam while waiting for other people to show up and then they don't show up, this reminds me of that, and just like low energy. This is actually kind of depressing to listen to. Oh my goodness. This is clearly the band is like playing because they are just like so awkward and uncomfortable, and that's like the only thing you can do in that situation, just to like play something. but there's no energy. You can feel the energy has just been sucked out of the room. This is kind of amazing because of that. Like, this is like not one of the best Thin Lizzy songs, but to just capture just like desperation and sadness from a band, and not just like, oh, we're desperate and hungry, but like, oh, we're desperate and things aren't going well, and we're just kind of meandering. That like meandering band practice, I guess, will just play a blues riff for 7 minutes. Oh my god! And even it's like they're playing well, but it's just so sad. I had no idea this existed in the Lizzy canon. Oh my goodness. Am I projecting onto this based upon my personal experience? Probably, but I don't know. I'm really feeling it. I'm feeling it so hard. I'm probably right.
It served me right to suffer. It served me right to be alone. It serves me right to suffer. It served me right to be here alone. Now I'm living in the memory of a woman that has passed and gone.
Okay, so this is a cover of Johnny Winter, who I don't really listen too much to. It's a cover of Memory Pain. Let me listen to the original real quick. Oh, a lot more energy in this one.
Hey, be alone.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. I'm gonna actually listen to that later. But let's finish the Thin Lizzy version. Oh, is that it? Oh, it's just silence at the end of the video. Okay, let's just check out the Johnny Winter version. That's very nice guitar playing.
Serve me right to suffer. Serve me right to be alone. Hey, to be alone. Lord, serve me right to suffer. Oh, serve me right to be alone. You know I'm still living with a memory of the days that's past and gone. The days that's past and gone.
Alright, so this is basically just like an excuse for cool guitar playing, which is what Johnny Winter was kind of known for. Like, he wasn't, as far as from, the outside perspective, I was never big into Johnny Winter. But he was just known as like a really, badass guitar player. Um, like kind of like your Jeff Beck kind of guys. And like Clapton, Hendrix, just like guitar nerds love them. And then for me, it's just like I just didn't gravitate towards the songs necessarily. And I mean, this song itself is just like an okay like blues rock song, but like the guitar playing is awesome. So just like if you just want to vibe to like some badass guitar playing, that's what you got here. But also, this makes me feel even more that very sad Thin Lizzy version was just like, oh, somebody didn't show up today. Yeah, let's just do a little bit more of this while I figure out the ranking.
Every time I see a woman, hey, hey, it make me think of mine. Oh, every time I see a woman, oh, it make me think of mine. Make me think of mine. But the way she treat me, Lord, I just can't keep from crying.
Yeah, especially here in this version, which Greg, fake classic rock guy, doesn't know Johnny Winter's catalog super well. Um, the Thin Lizzy version sounds so sad in comparison, and is lacking the energy and vibrancy of this version. In the same way that when they were covering the Little Richard song we did a while ago, that was also lacking energy. Although that was with Dire Straits, so that wasn't like fully the fault of Thin Lizzy. That was Dire Straits ruining that song. But in this case, it's just like, I mean,
Oh, can't keep from crying. Yeah.
like there's so much, even though it's blues and it's a sad song, there's so much joy to the playing here. Where the Lizzy song sounded like they were just like trying to just like stave off like suicidal thoughts.
Let me write the supper. Let me write the be alone. Ah, yeah. When I get home in the evening, hey, hey, my woman will be gone. Yeah, she will be gone. Oh, when I get home in the evening, my old lady will be gone. No, she would be gone. When I get up in the morning, I should just be coming home. Just be coming home. Oh. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, again, I don't know if this is a great song, and I rank the Lizzy version C rank, just because I think it's just kind of sad their version of it. Um, I don't know like if the original song is necessarily even a great song, but there's great playing on it, and it's so fun to listen to. So in a way, like I don't know, I don't know if the songwriting is great, but the playing has such joy that it becomes a great song. It's a great track to listen to, and you just vibe to it. You love it. And so, like, in terms of songwriting, just like lyrics, not that much there. Um, the main musical riffs, slightly interesting for blues, but still just like, just normal blues. But what works about it is just like, the sheer joy of the playing, the great guitar tone, the licks, and the groove of the backing band, the rhythm section versus the rhythm section on the Lizzy version, which is like kind of just sad. And this is again full of joy. You can shake your butt to this. But probably the entire band showed up, so. And because I know someone in the comments would probably say, like, a great song allows for the space for, like, a great player to, like, improvise. And so the song is great because, the structure was set up to allow great playing on top of those riffs. Like, yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, stab me right to supper. Hey, hey, stab me right to be alone. Stab me right to be alone. Stab me right to supper. Oh, stab me right to be alone. Just to be alone. 'Cause I'm still living with the memory. Oh, the days is past and gone. Days is past and gone.
All right, well, that was a longer video than expected, but I think it was worth it to listen to the original, compare it, admit my musical blind spots. But it's like, yes, Greg does not listen to as much of like the blues guitarists of the 70s. Just like not as much my thing, but I recognize the quality and like I was in the mood for it. So, sounded good. Um, Let me know what you thought of this one in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next week for more Thin Lizzy Thursday. Bye, everyone.